Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by
Bell Tire.
Comerica Park has been a foul place for visitors since the inception of the Rally Goose, and with another eighth-inning rally yesterday, its legend continues to grow. 4-0 since we got a gander of our fine feathered friend, as the Tigers attempt to make it 5 straight and sweep the Jays back across the border. Great day for baseball here. The rain has moved out. Final game, Tigers and the Jays and the Rally Goose. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to Tigers Baseball. Mario and Pem alongside Kirk Gibson. We are glad to have you with us, and so is the Goose as well. Another big win for the Tigers yesterday, Gibby. When you consider how this team is playing now, they're really starting to forge an identity.
Well, they really are, and believe it or not, the Goose has a lot to do with it. They had the gum was back there with Nate Robertson. He had the big league chew thing going on, and it's just a way of getting a mindset. And as crazy as it is, you know, when we were down, the guys kept pushing through for better days, and now you have your better days, and the Goose is on top of everything, and they're ready to go again. And, you know, Craig Monroe was in the well telling us they're ready to go. They just gave up 2 runs. They thought they were going to win it, and they did.
And they did indeed. Now, John Hicks is a big part of that. John Hicks had struck out 3 times before his last at-bat yesterday, and what an at-bat it was.
Well, that's a test of will in this game. It is unbelievable, and, of course, when he struck out 3 times, I was just thinking, this is one of those games where you strike out 3 times and you get the game winner. So here he is. He can't hit anything. He doesn't look like his timing is good. They start to explode. Fastballs up and away. Now he's got to catch, too. You got to stay dialed in. Gives up a home run, out to talk to Matt Boyd. They get Grandy. They get out of that inning. And then the slider right there. He gets him locked back in. So that's a very, very tricky thing. Then he comes up in the 8th inning. He struck out 4 times. 0-1, 0-2. You're thinking, I got to find a way. Now, does he ever? I think he fouls 4 or 5 balls off right here. They're trying to explore up top there again. Look at that. Is that a foot outside? Is that 8 inches outside? The game-winning RBI. It doesn't make sense this game. That's why, and there's the Goose, and everybody's rallying around the Goose. It's a wonderful feeling, and it epitomizes of who this team has become.
All right, stay with us. The final game of the series. Hopefully a sweep coming up after a short break. We go to the call Sam and John Keating. Several rally cries over the year, including the Goose. And Gum Time. We'll talk to the author of Gum Time, Nate Robertson, during the broadcast today. Stay with us. Tigers Jays next.
has reassumed the top spot in the lineup. Nick Castellanos doesn't care. He is our Chevrolet most dependable player. He's absolutely raking since moving into the second spot in Ron Gardenhire's lineup, hitting .434 there with 2 homers and 8 RBIs. Game time approaches. Tigers and Blue Jays coming up. John Keating with a quick pop back here into the Call Sam studio. The Tigers are 19-12 this year when playing in day games. So you just wonder how that works into the Rally Goose's schedule. You could hear the chants yesterday, Goose. Listen for those closely today as they go for their 5th consecutive win. Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank. Raise your expectations of what a bank can be. Come to Comerica. And by Dodge. Visit Dodge.com or your local dealer today. First pitch is straight ahead. And Jays wrap it up. Tigers going for the sweep with Michael Fulmer on the hill, and he is presented by Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical.
Let's look at Michael Fulmer. His 12th start. He's struggled a little bit lately. Gave up 5 runs in his last start. And he's 2-4 on the year so far from that Rookie of the Year back in 2016. I know they're trying to figure it out, and we've looked at a lot of numbers. We'll get into some things, but he's still got that great arm and just looking to be a part of this good Goose feeling, and we'll get him on a roll.
Here is the starting lineup that he will be tested with today, presented by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Top 3, Granderson, Solarte, and Smoke. Kenrys Morales bats cleanup, then Pilar and Martin. They've got Travis Gritchick and Ledmes Diaz rounding it out. So it's a little gray here this afternoon. Cloudy overcast, was raining this morning, but hopefully that has cleared away.
Curtis Granderson leads it off for the Blue Jays, and here we go. First pitch is ball 1 to Granderson. Solarte and then Smoke to follow. Granderson batting .227 on the year. Skies this one to left field. It's playable for Jacoby Jones. One gone.
Oakland University brings you the Tigers starting defense. You saw Jacoby Jones out there in left field, Leonis Martin in center, Nicholas in right, Iglesias and Ronnie Rodriguez up the middle today, Nico Goodrum over at first, the Candy Man over there at third base, James McCann behind the dish after a nice off day, and Michael Fulmer looking to have a nice day for the Tigers.
So Nico is all over the place today. He is stationed down at first as Jan Hervis Solarte stands in.
You know, Gardy switching his lineups up, some by necessity, some by design, I think has really kind of energized this club. I remember over seasons where we had like a group called the Pine Brothers or the Scribinis or whatever. These guys actually take pride in that identity, and it really puts the roles that everybody needs to fill kind of to a back seat and really keeps their focus on what they need to do for a game, not worrying about I'm not playing enough. And then they're prepared to play. If you either get a day a week or 2 days a week, it makes everybody much ready and rested.
Here's the 0-2 to Solarte, and it's fouled off. Well, there's got to be a little bit of an art to that as well, I would think, giving a lot of foresight. You've got to kind of pick your spots to sit down your veterans and make sure your bench players are put in the best position to succeed. You got to look at the schedule coming up and things like that.
Well, like Victor sitting out today, you know, it's not going to hurt him at this point. Oh, that a boy, swing it back.
2 gone.
Good pitch right here coming in off the plate. It looks like it tails back over the corner. It's the kind of call you want to get right here. He's right on the dish. Look at that come back. Nice job of catching it and making it look like a strike by Mr. McCann.
We'll bring up Justin Smoke now with 2 outs. Smoke is batting .249, 8 home runs. He's walked 3 times in this series and has been among the league leaders in walks this year. Little chopper to the right side of the infield. It's going to be Iglesias cutting in front of the second baseman, and he throws him out. 1, 2, 3 go the Jays. Leonis Martin back at the top of the Tigers lineup. Offensively in this one, and their starting lineup presented by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Martin, Castellanos, and Cabrera. Miggy DHing today. Then Candelario batting cleanup. Goodrum, McCann, Jones, and you got Iglesias and Ronnie Rodriguez at the bottom. And MGM Grand Detroit presenting Aaron Sanchez.
Well, he's got good stuff. Has not had a good year. 2-5. Had blister issues last year. Has lost his command. Fastball 95 plus right in there, and a very hard changeup over 90 or 89 at least.
So Martin will lead it off, and he looks at ball one from Sanchez. The onus back in the leadoff slot. He sits safely in 4 in a row. Batting .256 this year with a little bit of power. We got Jeff Nelson behind the dish in this one. Laz Diaz, Manny Gonzalez, and Andy Fletcher. Nelson, your crew chief as well.
Well, Nelson likes to call strikes. I know that, so be ready, boys.
Here's the 2-1. 3-1. Sanchez, 25 years of age, out of Barstow, California, former first-round pick. That was back in 2010. He has had some injury issues, which has really kind of derailed him.
Take a look at Jeff Nelson behind the dish. Here, the top line calls more strikes than most umpires. You wonder, look at the left hand and right hand. It's not always the same, and a lot of it has to do just with the way they set up and the different angle that the ball comes in out of the pitcher's hand, the different depth.
Roll toward third base. Solarte slings it across for the out.
Let's take a look at the Blue Jays starting defense, brought to you by Tim Hortons. Got the Grandy man, because he can, right? Out there in left field, Kevin Pillar in center, Randall Grichuk in right field. Got Nervis Solarte at third, Justin Smoke over there at first base on the corner, Devin Travis at second, Ledmes Diaz at shortstop, Russell Martin catching Aaron Sanchez. Give me that one.
Which one?
Ledmes?
Ledmes. No, you were right. Ledmes. Yeah, did a good job. Here is Castellanos batting in the 2 slot, where he's really torn it up. Although it doesn't matter where he's batting these days. 342. It's amazing how guys can just get so locked in. I mean, he's had 11 3-hit games. It seems to give you like every night it's a multi-hit game for Nick.
Let's hope he gets a couple of them tomorrow too.
When you have first in the
yes.
Ram pick the stick. This one rolled to the shortstop. Diaz will shoot him down. 2 gone.
We had a little bit of rain earlier in the day. They had the tarp on most of the time. It's sun's getting up a little higher right now. A little sunnier. It's going to be cloudy though, 65 degrees.
This is really good goose weather, if you ask me.
Well, they'll be in. Well, they send the search party out before the big. It's like the queen bee, the king goose.
Mm-hmm.
Here they come. Here they come.
Well, I got no one to blame but myself, I suppose, for that.
That was an actual taping by me, by the way.
Yeah, I believe that.
It was just about twilight when that took place.
Cabrera, the batter. 2-0 now on Miguel.
He went out there now to do that. It might be a little mosquito-y.
Not a fan of mosquito.
No, it's a bumper crop though.
Is it really? A bumper crop of mosquito.
Oh man, too bad you couldn't sell them. You'd be wealthy.
Cabrera 2 out of 6 in the series since coming off the DL, and they bust him inside and make it 3-0. Good to see the big fella back in there in the 3-hole in the Tigers lineup. They certainly missed him, although they were able to win some games without him, but you definitely want him in the middle of your lineup. The 3-0 pitch. Miggy will take down the middle. It comes. 3-1. Cabrera hit a missile, and I mean missile, yesterday in the 8th inning with 1 out, and that started the winning rally. A line drive back up the middle. Swing and a miss. Now 3-2.
Probably chased a little bit right there. Sanchez, kind of a tall pitcher. Got a good finish on his fastball. Really got on Miggy. Couldn't handle it.
Popped him up. Second base side for Travis to the grass, and Sanchez with a 1-2-3 first. What do we got here going to break?
Yeah, well, we went out the other night, little camp, and look at them. Here they come. We will score runs.
Top 2 no score here at Comerica Park, and time for the Bernstein advantage, which belongs to Michael Fulmer against the Blue Jays. He has really handled the Jays in his minimal opportunities against him.
2-0, 0.64 ERA. At the whip, you don't see him down there very often. Opponents hitting less than 100.
Morales skies one toward left field, slicing toward the corner. That is Jones. And Jacoby in foul ground hauls it in.
Hey, let's take a look at our Bell Tire pitch by pitch. This was the third one that just happened. Two pitch outs. Look at, he's just pounding the fastball right now. Outside, inside. That was on the Grandy man. And then Justin Smoke, 2 pitch. And they just got Mr. Morales as well. So that's very efficient. 3 outs on 6 pitches.
Here's Kevin Pillar. It'll bend in for a strike. 0-1 on Pillar. 77 pitch outing in his last time out against the Angels, in which the Angels won big time in that game, 9-2. And Pillar is out of there. 2 gone.
And Michael Fulmer, we're talking about him coming out with a lot of fastballs. Much more April, only 14.3%. And here in May, look at almost 30%. The sinker he went down with, started at 40% sinker. So kind of adding to the fastball, looking for a little more control. That sinker may get away from him at times with all the movement.
It was a day off yesterday for Russell Martin. He's back in there today. Batting only 169. Martin, the veteran catcher. Five up, 5 down so far against Fulmer. Ball 2.
Martin only hitting 169, like you said. That's pretty tough. Your number's 5 hitter at under 200 this deep.
Chop to the shortstop. Iglesias on the backhand has plenty of time, and another 1-2-3 for Michael Fulmer. Here comes the bottom of the second, and Candelario leads us off. score. By the way, stay tuned to Tigers Live. We've got the Arby's three-peat want to talk about here. The Tigers, if they hit 3 or more home runs in this game, bring a copy of the box score to a participating Arby's location tomorrow. Get a free small order of curly fries. We'll be announcing that on the postgame show should the Tigers indeed hit 3. It'll be Candelario to lead things off. Chamber, then Goodrum, and then McCann.
Look at that.
What do we have here?
Goose and Maverick.
Oh, there you go. That's pretty good, actually.
It is. Unfortunately for Goose, though, in that movie.
We don't have to go there. There's a strike called on Chamber Candelario. Kind of a downer.
Yeah, seriously.
Chamber at 274 with 9 homers. He hit one yesterday, a solo shot off Jay Happ to lead the Tigers' first inning off, and now he leads the team with his 9 homers. He's been on base in 27 consecutive games. Sanchez with the 1-1. That'll head back toward the seats and out of play. Tigers won 1-2-3 in the first, and now Candelario here. Got a 6-gamer going. 6-game streak. Now Sanchez with the 1-2. Another one back out of play. Candy has hit some leadoff on this homestand, and Ron Gardner saying, why not? I mean, he's a guy that's had a great on-base percentage. He takes a lot of pitches. He'll walk a lot. And does a good job of setting the table. Chopped foul, first base side, right at Santiago.
He's got those hands.
A little bit more of a challenge now for the base coaches to hand out souvenirs. They've got to clear the fence or the screen down the right field line now. Swing and a miss. Down he goes, and Martin will have to throw down to complete the strikeouts. First punch out of the game.
Pretty nasty slider down and in.
Spend your summer at the ballpark with the Tigers Digital Ballpark Pass. Enjoy a ticket to every Tigers home game from July through September for as little as $29.99 per month. If you'd like to order your digital ballpark pass, go to tigers.com/pass. French fries. Here's Goodrum. Big swing by Nico. Sanchez has good stuff, and a couple of years ago he had a fabulous season, but had a finger injury last year, which really shortened his campaign.
Well, he had the blister, right? And,
he did.
You know, that the lefty Hill from the Dodgers, he also had one of those. But who was I just reading? I think it was Verlander had a blister one year. He just changed the grip to no seam. Those seams just really rip your fingers. You get some of those Major League Baseballs there, they really stand up. That just rips your finger when you float that ball off there. You want to be on the seam to get more break on your curveball.
Not only the blister last year for Sanchez, but also a ligament problem on his right middle finger, and so because of that, he made only 8 starts last year. Lifted toward left. It'll be Granderson under it. 2 away. It'll bring up McCann. When you look at Sanchez, and he's a guy that has pitched for the most part really well against the Tigers, if you're the Blue Jays, hope he returns to the form that he showed a couple of years ago, because he could be a really nice piece in your rotation.
Well, I think they expected him to be based on his previous years. And what were they talked about moving him to the bullpen. It was a year or 2 years ago, but I mean, he's definitely a starter. Like I say, he's got a good frame, very smooth motion. Ball comes out really hot. 95, 96, and then he's got one of the hardest changeups in the league too. I think it's like over 90. It's like 90 miles an hour his changeup. You don't see guys throw it that hard very often.
McCann chops one to first. Easy hop there for Smoke, and it's a 1-2-3 for Sanchez. Devin Travis will lead it off for the Jays.
Michael Fulmer struggled in May. Happy June is on its way. Look what he did in April. Quite a contrast in May. The numbers all went up in the wrong direction for Michael. Obviously, like any other player, you're going to search a little bit why. But I know they work on that with Chris Bosio and try to simplify it. It looks like he's throwing more of his two-seam fastballs today, trying to get a rhythm and a release point early, and it'll break the snapdragon and the change up and the slider out a little later.
Devin Travis leads it off. Do players compartmentalize by the calendar? In other words, okay, May was bad, June is here. It's kind of a reset. Do they look at it that way?
Depends. You know, when they want it to turn, it's like trying to end an era of maybe frustration and get on to like more April type numbers. I think guys do it. You hear it said in the media as well. They always, the Blue Jays have only won 9 games in May, so they're happy to see that go. Sometimes it's part of an affirmation as you move forward. It's a long season. When they get to September, think how many times they've done that. You know, you're on a road trip. You know, as you're on a 12-day road trip, but maybe you're not having a good trip, and then you definitely compartmentalize that. Now, oh, we're going to go home. We got an off day. We're home. It's just a way of mentally resetting, because this game doesn't like you to mentally reset. It wants you to be mental.
Well, right now, I think the Blue Jays are going through one of those stretches. You mentioned the bad month of May they had. They've lost a season high 5 in a row. Here's the 3-2. Just foul, first base side. Travis, Grichuk, and Diaz, bottom 3 for the Blue Jays. 6 up, 6 down for both teams so far in this game. John Gibbons, his club got off to a really good start in the month of April. They were looking good, 13-6 early on. But then things fell apart in May.
You come in here and you look at Devin Travis, he's hitting 196. He doesn't look like a 196 hitter. I mean, he's had good at bats. He's hanging in there. Fouled a couple off. That was a line drive. So, you know, different sides feel differently about the same swing. Could be the same with defense, you know, you get your confidence and either have it or you don't. But if you don't have it, it's very tough. There are techniques to get beyond that and find a way to do it.
Again, the 3-2, and he walked him, ball 4. Fulmer upset with himself. The leadoff man is out. Let's bring in Craig Monroe, who is field side again with us here tonight. And I think, Simo, the month of April is what Michael Fulmer is trying to get back to, and so far it looks pretty good today.
So far, so good. Definitely don't like the walks, though, but I know he's making a point today, guys, to make sure that he keeps the baseball down. He feels like he's elevated some fastballs, even the slider moving a little bit more east to west, and he hadn't had that same bite. So look for him today to continue to work down in the strike zone.
That is the first base runner for either side in this game as Randall Grichuk looks at a strike.
Grichuk. Go ahead.
I was going to say, here's a guy, and we're in the month of June now, that is batting .099.
Well, less than 200 is the Mendoza line. What's less than 100?
We got to think of that. I'm not sure who we could pick for that. Little chopper to the shortstop, could be 2. Iglesias, relay, double play. Nice turn there by Rodney Rodriguez at second, 2 gone.
That's what happens when you get the ball down, Simo. You get the ground ball. You got a guy on first after the leadoff walk. Get the ground ball and a nice double play.
And well, he's got a heavy sinker too. He's got that 2-seam fastball that runs in on the right-hander's hand. Good arm side movement, and he's going to get those ground balls, especially if he can keep the baseball down. And again, there's nothing like getting the reaction from the pitcher when you make an outstanding play.
How about that quick exchange by Iglesias from the glove to his throwing hand? He got that ball to second base in a hurry. That ball is going to find a hole up the middle into center field. Right by Fulmer, and it's a 2-out single for Diaz. First hit of the ball game for either side. Top of the order now, Curtis Granderson. Simo, I heard your pregame hit on Granderson today, talking about what kind of teammate he was. I don't think there's anybody in the city of Detroit that has a crooked word about Curtis Granderson.
Oh, he's one of the greatest guys I've ever met, ever been around. He kept us in line. Me and Marcus Tim used to joke that he was a lawyer in the back of the plane on all the road trips. He made sure that everybody was on track.
Hit that one right into the shift at the second baseman to retire the side. When we return, we're going to talk some gum time. Nate Robertson, the former Tiger, joins us. Joyous year here in the Motor City, but maybe made a little bit more fun by Nate Robertson, who started Gum Time, which eventually turned into a rally cry for the Tigers. He was handing out gum just about every night And Nate Robertson got a few rallies going with Gum Time, and he joins us now via telephone. And Nate, when you think back to 2006 and Gum Time and the life that took on, it's got to put a smile on your face.
Well, it was, something that the fans embraced, and players and fans alike. As a sports fan and a ball player, you want to believe in something. It was something that was fun for us, it was fun for the fans, and everybody embraced it.
What do you got on the Rally Goose? Yay or nay on it? Are you on board?
Well, you know what? I love it, man. I love the decoy. I saw the video, and I'm glad the goose is fine. Again, it's something that it makes something fun. The game is fun itself, but sometimes you get creative with it, and it's the fans are following it closely, obviously, and there's a very winnable division there, and the boys are in good shape. With 60 games in, you're 2.5 out. It's something you can maybe jump on the back of that goose and ride it.
Nate, in 2006, didn't it bring us together, though? Wasn't it one of those things that we rallied around the Gum Time? It would seem like somebody was going to come up big, especially late in the ball game when you would go grab the big league chew and pop it in.
Yeah, well, Simo, you were one of those guys that did it many times. And we had so many come from behind wins, and it was fun, and it's just again, we're superstitious as ball players and fans, and we'd always believed that we had a chance at the very end, and so if it's the goose for 2018, I'm all for it.
Hey Nate, so when you started it out, I believe you were in New York, and Pudge had something to do with it. And so you put it in, and you got a couple hits. Is that fate? How does that all start out? Because you think if you don't score runs that you give it up. How does that work?
Well, we were down 5-0, and it wasn't looking very good. And so I was the in-game mic guy that day, and I told him I was kind of a boring person. And I am. But I told everybody, on the speaker, I was like, hey, I'll give you something. I did this in Little League with all of our teammates. We used to throw seeds or gum in. And so I was right next to Big League Chew. I grabbed the pouch. I threw it in, and they had the camera on me. Right when I did it, Pudge hit a home run. And it gave birth to, it was just TV magic. And then, the next day, I actually pitched the next day against the Yankees. And the next day I walked out, and there were signs, like kids had drawings of me with a big old wad of gum in my mouth, and they embraced it. And shoot, we had obviously a pretty good year.
Iglesias the batter. The 3-1 pitch rolled back up the middle and into center field. That'll be a base hit for Jose. 1 on and 1 out. We're chatting with Nate Robertson, who is the author of Gum Time back in 2006, and of course the Tigers now with the Rally Goose here in 2018. And Nate, one of the things that we talk about is how the fans have really kind of latched onto this, but what is it like as players? I mean, you guys also latched onto it too, and if nobody buys into it in the clubhouse, then it's probably going to die. So you guys bought in too, didn't you?
Well, us pitchers had so much time on our hands, and we, as Bondo and Burr, and I even got Kenny to throw a big wad in his mouth every now and then, and he was an old fart, but it was something that we just kind of played around with, and honestly, I wasn't trying to keep something alive, but when you show up to a ballpark and we were drawing a lot of fans, obviously, if they're sitting there telling you bring the gum out, it's kind of hard to say no to 42,000. So we brought it out, and we were throwing it up in the stands. Obviously, it's not the most pleasant experience to have a huge wad of just totally loaded sugar gum in your mouth. But we did it anyway, and we had a lot of fun with it.
And guys, Nate would tell you, we're probably some of the better friends on the team, best friends on the team, and we'd have our own little handshake. Nate, do you remember exactly what we used to do?
We got to lock it down, dude.
You got to lock it down, lock it in.
Lock it in, baby.
Yeah.
You got to lock it in. And we did. I mean, it was so much fun, and we had a rally cry. You know what? We got tired of seeing, every time you went to Anaheim, you had the monkey jumping up and around, and we got our own little deal, and it was fun, and we had our own thing. And again, it really, it goes back to the fans too. It was all about the fans. They loved it, and we played along with it, and there was a lot of magic we created that year. What a special year! I can't believe, thinking back, it's already 12 years ago. I mean, now we're fossils. But it was a great year, and it was a great run, and it had a lot of magic, and it had a lot to do with our little rally cry. And so now hopefully this year is the goose.
Nate, I'm not going to let you get away, though, because I'm going to poke some fun at my buddy. You know, I had to go to the Twins in 2008 it was, and I got a chance to face you. Yeah, you got me out, but tell our people, tell the fans, you hung me a slider, and your brother took it to left center, and you weren't that happy, huh?
Yeah, man, the wind was blowing out that day, right? In the day.
Okay, the wind was blowing out. Well played.
Yeah. Was that in the dome?
Yeah, it was in the dome, so there was no wind.
Yeah, they used to turn the fans on for sure. You're right, Nate.
No, you guys are awful.
Hey, Nate, thanks so much for joining us. I assume your dentist got a spike in business in 2006, so I'm sure he thanks you as well for all the gum. But great memories, great stories, and be well, buddy. We'll talk to you soon.
Hey, love you, brother.
Always great talking to you guys. Love you guys. See you, man.
All right. The great Nate Robertson, who started Gum Time here in Detroit in 2006, and he is gleefully watching from Wichita as the Rally Goose takes hold here in Detroit. Meanwhile, 3-0 on Leonis Martin, 2-out runner at first, and Martin looks at a strike.
That's 3 3-0 counts to Sanchez. He got one on Miggy, one on Iglesias, and now he's got one right here.
Guys, that's what he struggled with all season long. He hasn't been able to pitch ahead in the count. And Gibby, you know this. When pitchers are pitching ahead in the count, they're able to expand the strike zone. And for me, he's scuffling. He's got great stuff. But if you pitch behind it, you're going to give that fastball right down the middle.
Ball 4, and now the Tigers have 2 on here with 2 outs. Martin draws a walk. Now it's going to set up Nicholas Castellanos. So we'll see if Sanchez pays for that walk to keep the inning going. They go for 1 with the ground out.
You know, see, we're kind of kidding around about how the wind blows out on various ballparks, but that was the dome. But, you know, there are some that did accuse that of happening in the Metrodome. You ever hear about that?
No, remember, Gibby, when we were there, we were playing there, and I remember you going to the fan where it was blowing. And remember, we put a little.
We put a wind thing so you could see.
Yeah, we put a little napkin or something in
tape.
There. Was it tape?
A little piece of white tape.
And
thin.
And it's true, guys. It was blowing out when they were hitting, and it was blowing in when we were hitting.
Yeah, and you could see that MIA flag up in it was left field up high in the rafters. But they still deny it.
Here's the 1-0. Nick looks at ball 2 outside. So Castellanos now in a good spot here up in the count with 2 on. And Sanchez knows that Cabrera is waiting on deck. Strike call. I was looking at some numbers today. Here's something that's kind of incredible. The Tigers have played 9 games on this homestand, and Castellanos has 17 hits on the homestand.
It's a lot.
That's like 3 weeks for a lot of guys.
Well, I'm sure the ball looks extremely big coming in there to him. And the other thing is, look at the rhythm and the timing in which he's hitting with, guys.
Ooh, on the outer edge. Nick didn't like that as he spins out of the box.
Well, it's no doubt it changes the at-bats. I mean, he was going to go from a 2-1 count to a 3-1 count, which is a very good hitter's count. And now he finds himself in a pitcher's count, 2-2, where now Sanchez is able to expand the strike zone, and now Nick has to go into a little bit of a protection mode.
Nice job by Russell Martin there to ease the ball back in the strike zone. Swing and a miss. Castellanos down on strikes.
That was filthy.
No runs, a walk, a hit, 2 left. Tigers baseball presented by Bell Tire. to Tigers Live following the game. We'll be selecting the Fox Sports Detroit Tigers Player of the Game, presented by McDonald's. Michael Fulmer making an early bid for that award. He has done really well here, giving up just a walk, or I should say a walk and a single in the third. We got a double play ball, so no damage done.
And Janhervis Solarte has struck out looking at his first time up. Michael pounded him inside. See if he stays in there. Looks like he's going away this at bat.
Solarte, Smoke, and Morales 2, 3, and 4 facing Fulmer. Didn't go, so says Andy Fletcher down at third.
Well,
Pretty close there, Gib, but it looked like he might have kept his hands back.
yeah, I thought he did.
Back up the middle, Iglesias ranging across the bag, and one gone. Here's Matt Shepard with a Dodge game break.
Mario, one of my favorite parts of the day is going into Ron Gardenhire's office and talking just general baseball with him. Today we had an insightful conversation about outfielders, their accurate throws, and the strength of their arms, and you and Craig Monroe can talk with Gibby about this as well, and that is the fact that they don't get a chance to practice your outfield throws to bases any longer because of the way baseball is handled, batting practice and the like. Rarely do you get infield practice. But we were talking about the accuracy of throws, and maybe it's one of the most underrated things in baseball right now, that everybody wants to show off how strong their arm is, but is it accurate? Fellas, did you guys do that when you were playing? Did you guys get a chance to practice throwing to second, throwing to third, throwing to home? Because Ron Gardenhire, I got the sense that he feels like it's almost a lost art in the game today.
Well, I had an opportunity to practice it, and obviously you practice it a lot during spring training. You can get out and make some throws to second, try to one-hop it to third base, and then throw some to home. But during the season, it's very difficult to work on those things, and they are, Shep, they are valuable to a team's success. You really want to focus on hitting the cutoff man.
The strike called on Justin Smoke.
Well, we know that he's going to call strikes, and you're seeing both sides not liking it. But I don't think it's underrated. I mean, I think if you want to win a world championship, it's essential that you do the right thing in that aspect of the game as well. Let's take a look at some plays that I've been saving as the year's gone on. This is an example of relay throws. You overthrow the cutoff man, the guy who just hit the single. He's going to second, get a base hit, and then he goes and he's going to get the next one. You got to hit it to the glove side. You got to hit it to the glove side so you can have a quick relay right there. This is perfect. Pick it up one time. Lost my voice there a little bit, I guess.
Well, the thought of the little nuances of the game sometimes are lost when you miss the cutoff man, and I think the key thing you brought up there, Gibby, is the fact that guy goes from first to second, all of a sudden no double play, and he's in scoring position.
Well, the trail guy is going to go another base, okay? But the other thing is, when you get to that wall, the first thing you got to do is pick that ball up one time, never twice. One time, get a good grip, and hit that cutoff man to the glove side. The perfect throw. And Michael Fulmer in all this has a pretty good inning.
And Morales strikes out, third of the game. Miguel Cabrera is going to lead things off for the Tigers in the bottom of the fourth. Just one hit. Sanchez and Fulmer have controlled things so far. It'll be Cabrera, Candelario, and Nico Goodrum as we go to the home half of the fourth. And Simo, you were kind of listening in on some of the thoughts of the Tigers and Sanchez right now.
Yes, I was, guys. And right now, Sanchez is doing a number on the Tigers as far as commanding the strike zone, keeping the baseball down. He's having a little bit of trouble, they said, commanding the outside part of the plate with that fastball. But his two-seam fastball is giving them havoc. It keeps running back. He starts it away, and it's running back over the plate for a strike. And you notice he's getting the calls as well. But the adjustment that they said they're going to have to make is they're going to have to make him get the baseball up.
0-2 on Miguel.
Yeah, hopefully he gets some pitches on that arm and he gets tired and he starts elevating. Like you said, Simo, if it starts down and you have that much movement, pretty tough go. You got to hang in there.
I mean, he's also mixing in his all-speed stuff, keeping the minus, but he's got a firm fastball that you have to look for.
Ground ball to third, gobbled up there by Solarte, and one gone.
Well, let's take a look at what Simo's been talking about pitch by pitch against Nick Castellanos. Just look at these balls, they're down. That ball's outside, almost cut. Fouls it with, and now here's the one that he's talking about. It starts off the plate, comes back. That is paint. Then the last one he starts down the middle and it, down underneath the hands, and that's a really hard. That's maybe one of the hardest pitches to hit, wouldn't you say, Simo?
Yeah, there's no doubt. That's a tough pitch to get inside of, and Nick gets inside of most fastballs, even in the upper 90s, and that was 90 miles per hour. But the movement on that particular pitch and the bite late in the strike zone makes it tough to get to.
Now that may be, and we'll go back and look at his grip. That may be a changeup because he does throw a changeup 90 to 91, 92, and the 2 and 4 seam are 95-ish.
Well, Sanchez in his last start allowed 7 earned runs to a good Boston team at Fenway Park, but he's been pretty good here today. Chambers struck out in the second. He's 0 for 1. Threw that one right by him, 2-1.
So we looked at that, Simo, and absolutely this is the changeup. That's 90 miles an hour. And look at that ball take off.
Oh.
Wow.
Good to be retired.
2-2 on Candelario.
You know what makes that pitch so effective to me is the arm action. He has the same arm speed, the same arm action on his fastball and that changeup. And guys, out of his hand, it looks like a fastball. And then when it gets to that batter's box and the bottom falls out like we just watched and witnessed there, it's a tough pitch to lay off of, and it's a tough pitch to barrel up.
Yeah, because the fastball he's sneaky. That's 95. It's sneaky. Emergency stroke there.
But don't you normally want more separation between your fastball and your changeup?
A lot of guys like to have more separation, but I think when you have the fastball that he has, and his fastball can get up to 100 miles per hour, Mario, I think he relies more on the speed as opposed to speed differential.
I tell you what, that's 5 mile an hour differential. That's a lot. And it comes, like Simo says, it's coming out halfway. It looks the same. And they do 2 completely different things. But you know, they just got to hang in there, try and foul a couple off, and get some pitch count up. It's 60 pitches right now here in the fourth.
And Mario, you notice there the 2-seam fastball. Great illustration there by Gibby, where that 2-seam is running back in on the plate. That's exactly what that's the same action on that changeup, and that makes it tough to lay off of.
Missed inside, and Chamber gets a walk.
Well, here's all the pitches that we can break out. Here on Candy. They're doing different things than you see through the curveball in there, but the last one he missed inside. That's a good grinding at bat by Candy.
Well, guys, did you see that? You see all the pitches, where those location was. He's not staying in one particular area. He's moving it around the strike zone. And again, if he doesn't make mistakes, it's very difficult to barrel him up.
Well, you made the point last night, Simo, about if you just throw the ball on one side of the plate, then the hitter really only has to look one side of the plate, and it's an advantage hitter. Aaron Sanchez is using both sides of the plate and beyond. and it's very, very tough at this point. But hey, you got to grind it out. Win a 1-0 game. We'll do it. We'll take that too. The Goose will take it.
0-2 on Goodrum. Nico fly to left, his only time up. Sanchez now with a couple of walks in this game. Here's the 0-2. Well, a couple of years ago, Sanchez was 15-2 with a 3 ERA. He made 30 starts that year and garnered some Cy Young votes. He finished 7th in the voting that year.
I've got the big fella over here, guys, hanging out with me, Miguel.
Cabrera?
Yeah, Cabrera's over here hanging out, obviously having fun with the third baseman. Salak's over here.
There's a wave and a miss. Nico is out on strikes. Tell Mickey we got a promo to do here.
Yeah, I got a promo to do, man.
And there's Cabrera, who enjoys smiling and laughing. And, you know, Rod Gardenhire says that he chirps more than anybody he's been around. And that was even as an opponent, too. Gardy would always say, man, Miguel loves to talk.
Guys, interesting conversation, though, that I just had with Miggy here. He was asking me about on the ball, the fastball down. Is it down? Is it down? And I told him that, yeah, the two-seamer run, it's starting off the plate, but it's running back onto the plate, catching the outside corner. And then I asked him about the changeup. He said, well, right now he's giving me all fastballs. And I'm picking it up good, but I was just a little bit late.
Yeah, Nick got the changeup. That was, you don't usually see too many right-on-right changes, and certainly not, if you do see them, they don't do that.
McCann is over one with a ground ball to first. And that'll miss outside.
I also, guys, was asking Miggy, is he sneaky fast? Is he tough to pick up? And he immediately goes, no, I picked it up good. He just said that he was late thinking a little bit in the batter's box.
Sanchez down with the 1-1. Tigers last couple of days have faced Simo, a couple of guys that have really good stuff. Jay Happ at times yesterday was kind of dominant, and we see what Sanchez has today.
Well, what I like about this team, though, is these guys make in-game adjustments, and they make adjustments at bat to at bat. And you're going to see throughout this game, these guys are going to have better at bats against Sanchez.
Runner goes on 1-2. Here's the throw down to second. Not a good one. Stolen base.
Yeah, that was a good time. I kind of sensed that. Standing over there, you got 2 strikes. He's throwing the ball as good as we're saying. Make something happen. On his way, quick peek. Look at, he almost came up short right there. That diamond is still damp. So we've said it many times. That infield, that dirt, got to slide closer. Look at it. Squeaking on that rust right there. But job well done. 2 balls, 2 strikes with the chance to hit in the first run of the game.
McCann fought that one off.
You can tell, Simo, these guys are really shortening up with 2 strikes. They are trying to grind him down. 70 pitches now.
Gibby, it's tough, especially when the guy's commanding both sides of the plate. And it seems today that, unlike his other starts, he's pitching ahead in the count. You would call it, remember back in the day, you would tell me you got to go into your emergency hat. You got to spread out a little bit. And it looks like these guys are making the adjustment as the fans start to get loud.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out. 5 strikeouts for Sanchez. As we go to the 5th, we'll give you something unique about Blue Jays backstop Russell Martin. Another pack. Time to head to Comerica Park and show your school spirit. School packages include a game ticket, Tigers cap in your school colors, and a donation back to your university. Go to tigers.com for more info. Michael Fulmer back to the hill. No score as we go to the 5th. And a strike called on Kevin Pillar. Russell Martin will follow, then Devin Travis. Pillar takes one outside, 1-1. He's done a pretty good job of slowing him down. 0 for 9. He came in as their team leader in hits for 56. The 1-1.
Good little action down there, Simo.
Yeah, the boys are hanging out down here, and Miggy and V-Mart giving the third base coach some grief over here. Just poking a little fun.
A 2-1 has popped up. Let's see if he gets back into the seats. Goodrum runs out of room. 2-2.
Tell you what, you want to keep your eyes open if you're third base coach. Balls come down there really quick.
That is Luis Rivera, the third base coach of the Jays, and feeling the wrath now of Cabrera.
That is a big dugout, by the way, so boys are venturing out a little bit.
On the ground to the shortstop, right at Iglesias, who has been spot on this entire series. One away. Menards brings you the big money encounter. We talk about something unique about Russell Martin. Well, players to start 4 positions in 4 team games. How about Martin? He's played short, catch, left, and third. And only 2 other Blue Jays have done that in their history. Marco Scudero, Bob Baylor. 4 consecutive games, 4 different positions for Russell Martin. That is versatility.
Yes, it is. Not many catchers, guys, can play shortstop.
And nor have many in the history of the game. So here you go, Simo. Here's the list.
Oh, Russell Martin, Mickey Owens,
Cy Perkins, and Mo Berg.
Oh yeah, Mo Berg.
Hey, did you know that Mo Berg was actually a spy in World War II?
I didn't know that.
Seriously?
I did not know that.
He worked as a spy. That's about all I got on Mo Berg.
I did not know that.
No.
You know why I said that?
Why?
Where did you used to hear that? I did not know that.
Know that. That was
Johnny Carson.
Johnny Carson.
Well, because somebody made a comment when President Keating made a comment about Johnny Carson today. Maybe much of the generation doesn't know who Johnny Carson is right now.
Well, Johnny Carson had this skit with Ed McMahon about Karnak, and Keating called me Karnak today, but there's a whole generation of our fans that don't have any idea who Karnak is.
They should check him out. Got various channels to do so.
Martin is over 1 with a ground out. And now 50 for Fulmer. Here's the 3-2. Chap the third, foul.
Simo, you what other positions did you play? Simo's down for the count down there. Check him out. You okay down there, Simo?
Yes, sir. I'm all right now. A little technical difficulties.
Did you hear? You used to play a few different positions, didn't you?
Yeah, I played center here at spacious Comerica Park. Look at this play.
Oh, Iglesias. Oh, he almost turned another spectacular play. Be a base hit.
How about shortstop?
I played a little shortstop in high school, but nothing like what these guys are able to do. I mean, you see Eagley on a daily basis, how quickly the ball gets out of his glove into his hand. This is a different caliber of shortstop play, guys.
Yeah, we got to ask him because Iggy is rated in the top 4 going up the middle, and not as good going to his right, but he certainly looks like he's getting to a lot of balls going to his right recently. I wonder if they made a little positional change.
Runner goes and a hit and run, swing and a miss, and Martin is hung out to dry. This will work out in the Tigers' favor, and there's the tag. No, did he tag him? Yeah, he got him. Goodrum skidding to the ground, tags out Martin. That blows up.
That never works when you go down to the baseline. I don't know if he got rid of it quick. McCann did. This is a great job. Run him hard, run him hard. Oh, he got him. John Gibbons, the Toronto skipper's thinking what we were talking about, get somebody moving. This game is too close. You got two studs on the mound that are throwing the ball very well, and it's going to be hard to score a run, manufacture one maybe, huh?
That play didn't work, but I liked it. I think that you're absolutely right, Gibby. With the two guys on the mound, you got to try and force something. Like the result, though, it worked out in the Tigers' favor. 2 gone now.
Well, I think Russell Martin did exactly what he was supposed to do. You really rely on the hitter there, Devin Travis, in the batter's box to put the ball in play. It was just an outstanding pitch by Michael Fulmer.
Very tough.
He's got his foot on the gas early, too, guys. That's 97 with the fastball.
I think Fulmer something to prove here this afternoon after allowing 5 runs in 3 1/3 against the Angels.
Well, he said it himself. It was embarrassing.
Well, he's lost it a couple times just about after this point, and this is where he wants to get through. Clean colors. I know he wants to throw a complete game. I don't know if he'll have enough pitches to do it.
2-2 on Travis. Pulled foul. Well, they way that put on went 2 for 3 on Russell Martin. Mickey's still going at it with Rivera.
Oh, yeah, they're having a good time over here.
Simo, you can translate that, I know.
No, they're talking a little. They're speaking a little bit too fast for me. If it was a little slower, I might be able to.
2-out single for Travis.
Simo.
They start rolling it. I can't get it. But if you slow it down a little bit, the kid might get it. I might be able to translate that.
You're probably getting 3 out of 4 words, though.
Yeah, a little bit.
Maybe some of them you don't want to.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah, there might be some words we don't want to translate. So let's.
You know, I play around with it. I've learned a lot. Yo hablando un poquito español. You know,
just
I know
a little bit of Spanish.
Sí, un poquito, un poco.
Nice. Randall Grichuk.
The poquito would be a word that a lot of guys would learn. Is tranquilo.
Tranquilo, papi. They always say that when you're in the batter's box. That's one of the things you'll hear a lot. If you hear the guys and you hear the background noise and they go tranquilo, tranquilo, it's like chill. Relax, chill.
Grichuk looks at the ball outside.
Tommy,
2-0.
Tommy Lasorda would always yell, "La linea, la linea."
That's where you hit a line drive somewhere, right?
Yeah.
And you're also going to hear this, guys. You're going to hear vámonos, vámonos, vámonos.
Let's go.
Let's go.
And the one you don't want to hear that we can, Bejo? Is that old man?
That's old man.
Veterano?
Veterano.
Veteran?
Yeah.
That a boy.
Welcome to Spanish with the Tigers, starring.
Well, when you hang
Greg
out
Monroe.
with the guys, you know, you hang out a lot. And so, yeah, you want to pick their brain. You want to try to speak some Spanish.
Gobbled up there by Candelario. They'll get the force, and that'll end the inning. To the bottom of the 5th we go. Tire for tires and auto service. Everybody needs a Bell Tire guy. And Bryce Chevrolet, the most awarded and fastest growing brand the last 4 years overall.
You know, I was just thinking about, you know how they do the wave? How do they do the wave with the goose?
Just like that.
If you had a full crowd.
High fly ball, shallow left field. Granderson coming in.
If you had a full crowd, and you think they went around, everybody was flopping their wings as it went around?
By section? Yeah, that would be kind of difficult to coordinate, but doable, I think.
Well, we're smart enough to do that. We'll start it up here in the booth. You go. All right, Mario, go.
All right, I just did.
Yeah, you didn't get too far.
It just ended with you.
What's that?
You didn't
Get
even
the
do
goose
it. I mean,
going.
I got the goose going, and then nothing.
I only have one wing. Simo, you dirty dog.
Oh, get the goose going. Let's go.
It's a little early.
You left him hanging.
A little
you left
early.
Mario
Oh,
hanging.
that's
No.
brutal, man. I tried. That'll bend low and away. The count now 1-1 strike on Jose Iglesias. No scores. Sanchez and Fulmer have dominated so far today. Bender drops in a little bit high. Martin tried to yank it down there.
Yeah, well, they threw one up and in earlier in his first at bat, and he thought maybe it's coming up there again. That was a curveball.
Guys, how about the month of May that Iggy had? He put together some solid at bats. We talk a lot about the defense, but the adjustment that he made in the batter's box, really staying through the baseball, using the big part of the field extremely well.
Yeah, it seems like the hitting has re-energized him as well. It becomes much more fun to compete when you got that stick in your hand and it's worthy of being used properly. You know, you get down when you miss pitches.
Slice to center field. Pilar will run it down. 2 gone. You know, we were talking to Iglesias a while back. I think we're in Texas, and you could tell he was down a little bit. You know, the bat wasn't going well, and sometimes, Simo, I think that when you don't contribute, you just kind of wonder where you stand in the ball club's plans, and you know how long you're going to be around. It's a big year for Iglesias, free agent year, so it's good to see him getting going again and smiling.
Well, you probably put more pressure on yourself than you need to, but when you're not swinging the bat well, you do worry because, you know, he is a free agent at the end of the season, and I'm sure he wants to continue to be a Tiger, but you want to put up some numbers to hopefully strike the interests of the other teams.
You don't have an option, definitely.
Yeah.
He put his 6 years in.
1-1 on Ronnie Rodriguez. Well, a poor month of April turned into a really good month of May for Iglesias, and he hopes to continue that into June. Ball too high, 2-1 on Rodriguez.
That free agent year can be a tough year, guys, because you really come into the season knowing that you're going to have an opportunity to be a free agent and make a decision maybe for the first time of where you want to play baseball. And there's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of added pressure where you want to put up some big time numbers. Obviously, the goal is to be able to take care of your family, so you want to get paid. But at the same time, you want to be a place where you're comfortable. And I truly feel like he's comfortable here in Detroit.
Yeah, finally almost, you know.
In the air to center, shallow. Pilar coming on, and Sanchez has a quick 5th inning. Simo, thanks.
All right,
buddy.
guys,
We'll see you
thanks.
postgame.
Thanks, Simo.
we stand ready to serve all military families.
Back here at Comerica Park, and we are headed now to the 6th inning. The Tigers and Jays wrapping up this series. Tigers in search of a sweep. Ledmes Diaz looks at ball one from Michael Fulmer, who has really kept his pitch count in great shape. 62 right now for the Tigers.
And out of his 11 starts, Michael's 6 of 11 have been less than 6 innings. This is the area right here where he struggled most this year. I know he wants to get through it. Like you said, his pitch count's in good shape. He wants to get at least 7.
Ground ball left side again. Iglesias to the grass, plants, throws, got him. That is becoming routine now for Iglesias.
Did a good job of getting over to this ball on his right, but watch the way he throws it in this long bounce. This makes it real easy for any first baseman to pick it. Been working on his backhand. Look at that. He just bounced it nice and long hop. That's an easy pick. If you try and throw it all the way and you don't have enough arm underneath it, and you short hop or you give it pulls to the first baseman like Nico off the bag, it doesn't never work.
Fulmer appreciating the backup that he's had at the shortstop position. Granderson is 0 for 2, fly out, ground out. One round. 0-2 in the former Tiger, who had some really good seasons here in Detroit. Popped up. This will head down the third base line. Is there room? And there is. Nice running play by Candy.
Here's our Xfinity high-speed pitch. Coming in hot, 98. Low of 84. Arm's feeling good today.
Here is Yanhevis Solarte. Ground out, strikeout. Blue Jays have 3 hits. Tigers have only 1 against Sanchez. Swing and a miss.
Oh, he was going for not a single. Might have a stiff neck after that one.
Yeah, no kidding.
Really jerked him out of the way.
Now Fulmer with the 0-1, up and in, and Solarte stares out at him.
Yeah, there's a little message there. Michael didn't like the way, I'm sure, he swung at that pitch. He just said, you know, don't get too comfy in that box. That's well within the rules and the unwritten rules as well. Good sequence, comes in there. Solarte thinks it's going to be another fastball. Slider underneath the hand.
70 now for Michael in the pitch count. That'll bounce in to the backstop. Neither team has really challenged all that much. The Jays have stranded 2, the Tigers left 3.
You're Mike Fulmer, you want to get this guy right now. Justin Smoke's been a real good offensive weapon for the Blue Jays since he's come over. He's on deck.
3-2. Solarte leads the Jays in homers and RBIs. They fouled it back. And again, it's a Jays team right now without Josh Donaldson, who was placed on the disabled list. So they're trying to get by without him. You know, the last couple of years, they've had some big bats come through Toronto. We talked about Donaldson and Encarnacion and Bautista. I mean, they had some loaded lineups.
Poppers. Yeah, Encarnacion is getting warmed up, by the way, down in Cleveland. He's a slow starter. But John Gibbons, he misses those, huh? I mean, it's kind of like, I guess, Jay Up and JD. And
good point.
The composition of a team It really does change, but
Lost in ball 4.
I was looking at some numbers. Tigers, not a lot of home runs, but the pitching's better.
Well, don't miss out on your chance to be at Michigan Sports Hall of Fame 2018 induction ceremony on Friday, September 28th. Join us as we celebrate Todd, TJ Duckett, BJ Armstrong, and many more. For tickets and information, go to michigansportshof.org.
Robert Porcher as well.
Second walk for Fulmer as he delivers to Smoke inside.
Well, here we are at 5 2/3. Don't want this to turn into a high leverage inning.
Now he's gone 2-0. That'll bring Mr. McCann out to the mound.
Good visit. Just I don't know this for a fact that Michael's thinking about, but you may be on the mound saying, you know, I can't walk this guy, or I got to get this guy. But that's all for the right reason, but that can work against you because you're saying what you don't want to happen. I don't know that he's saying that. I'm saying it up here in the booth. We got to get this guy. He's throwing a great game so far. I want to see him power through 7-8 innings under his belt. I think he'll be on his way.
Well, he's gone outside. 3-0 now on Smoke. Morales waiting on deck. He's got Smoke twice, ground out and a strikeout.
Well, if he gets on, I think you'll get a visit from Chris Bosio.
3-1.
Smoke a much better hitter off of left-handed pitchers.
38 homers last year. Ooh, man, he was going for one there.
That's where it's good to have 96, 97, because he's down to 3-1. He just says, here, my best fastball against you. If that's 92, 93, maybe it gets centered. Runner will be on the move. I'm Nico. I want to get back. Oh.
Driven deep to right field, way back, and Smoke is homered. 3-2 fastball is sitting in the seats, and the Jays have the lead. And he got all of that one.
Yeah, he tried to get the fastball by him again, 95 down the middle, and he barreled this one. The first one he missed. Michael didn't want to walk him. And like I said, he's been a real good offensive weapon for the Blue Jays since he's come there.
So the Jays score first in this one on the home run by Smoke. It is 2-0 here in the 6th. And Morales looks at a strike. He actually went around on the check swing. By the way, you know where Smoke is from? Goose Creek, South Carolina.
Really?
There's the bouncer to the outfield grass, and Rodriguez throws him out. 2 runs in for the Jays on the 2-run shot by Justin Smoke. And Michael Fulmer and his reaction to the homer. For as little as $40, make it $44 per person. Groups can experience a panoramic view of Comerica Park from a private rooftop deck. Catered picnic includes hamburgers, hot dogs, baked beans, and more. 313-471-BALL. And check that out here at Comerica. Leonis Martin leads it off. Tigers now trying to get those runs back they gave up on the 2-run shot to Smoke. Top of the order, Martin, Castellanos, Cabrera against Sanchez, who has allowed just one Tigers hit, a single by Iglesias in the third. Martin drives one deep to right field, way back and gone. Leonis answers with his 7th.
No doubt about this one right here. Out over the plate. Just barrels it. Crowd comes to life. Tigers cut it to 2-1. I'm sure Michael Fulmer feel a little better and get him back out there and shut down the Blue Jays with a lead. Brings up Nicholas Castellanos. Nobody on.
Only the second Tigers hit of the day, but it's a big one. A big fly, and there's the ball driven to right field and deep. Gonna go to the track and to the wall before it's caught by Grichuk.
Just off the end of the bat.
Nick gave it a ride, but he is 0 for 3 now. Here's Cabrera.
You see the side swing here just off the end of the bat. Had a good swing at it. He's real short to the ball. He can hit anything.
Miggy pop-up ground out 0 for 2 against Sanchez. Neither team was able to do anything through 5, and then the Jays got 2, and the Tigers have countered with 1.
Come on, Miggy, hit your 4th.
Cabrera was the Tigers Player of the Month in April. He got off to a really nice start, hit .326. Then he went on the disabled list at the beginning of May, now back in the lineup here in June. The 0-2, and he takes just outside.
Sometimes it's good to be Miggy. That's a close pitch there. He will get, he's earned it.
Two and 2 now on Cabrera.
A lot of Toronto fans here, huh?
They have traveled well to the Motor City. Got him, strike 3. Cabrera, oh, he didn't like that. He's about to get tossed if he didn't walk away.
Yeah, he's got it cocked. That ball's just down and away.
6 strikeouts for Sanchez.
I think he just said no way. Tell you what, this crew, they've done a good job. If anybody's argued this whole series, not, I guess, making the situation worse.
Yeah, patience.
Yeah, they haven't thrown anybody out. A veteran crew, that's what happens. These guys know they'll have a talk somehow, some way, another time. But if anybody keeps yelling out of the dugout, he'll say enough's enough. Miggy's going to have another at bat. He'll get a chance to win the game for us.
1 ball and 1 strike on Candelario.
What are you laughing at?
I'm not laughing. 2-1. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Well, you got the little birdie in your ear.
Yeah, the truck is chirping.
The crew.
The crew, I'm sorry, the crew is chirping. The truck itself cannot speak. It's an inanimate object. It's a ball inside, 3-1. Martin with a homer, getting the Tigers back to within 1. Candelario again in a great hitter's count. And he'll take ball 4. Second walk for Jamer.
Well, who wants the headlines today?
Perhaps it's Nico.
John Hicks yesterday, and this team is what they've done. It's always been somebody different. Contributions from many.
Third walk of the game now for Sanchez to go with his 6 strikeouts. His pitch count approaching 100. He's at 96. Nico flies it foul. Sanchez a couple of years ago struck out 12 in a start here at Comerica Park. The Tigers would end up winning that game late, but he has had good numbers versus Detroit, and now we're seeing some activity in their bullpen.
Yeah.
Tyler Clippard.
Yeah, Tyler Clippard. 112 pitches is high. Sanchez is high this year. So he's getting close to the end. Tigers are on their 4th at bat. Well, actually their 3rd at bat now.
Candelario stole a base after walking in the 4th. He's standing there at first now with 2 outs. One and 2.
Watch this changeup. Got to protect against it. Remember how we were talking a couple innings ago how hard it is. 90 miles an hour, 89, 90. Fastball's about 93 to 95. There's not a lot of variation in it, but the movement is very different, and you have to really stay on it to the end. Can't go pulling that front shoulder out.
John Hicks has moved to the on-deck circle. He is swinging a miss, though. Goodrum's out of there, and that'll end the inning. Tigers get 1 back, though. The DTE Energy Know Your Own Power. Boom! Off the bat of Leonis Martin to get the Tigers on the board. ball game now.
It's got to make him feel better. You got one of those back.
First pitch rolled up the middle into center field. Base hit for Kevin Pillar. Leadoff man is on, and the Tigers host the Yankees tomorrow. Don't forget, split doubleheader at Comerica Park. Game 1 is at 1:10. Game 2 is at 7:10. Go to Tigers.com. A separate game ticket is needed for each game, so you're not going to want to miss it. The Yankees coming to town with a pretty powerful team. The Tigers are red hot. Should be a good day of baseball tomorrow. I got right there a little early.
He's got 3 tickets in his pocket.
The weather's going to be perfect tomorrow.
Mid-70s. Gotta watch Pillar over there. He likes to run. 9 steals, none caught.
Warwick Suppold in the Tigers bullpen. Pitch count still in good shape for Fulmer. It's at 85 right now. Runner going, and it's fouled off. So James McCann is out of the game. Hicks was going to pinch hit for McCann and never got that deep in the lineup, but he's come out to catch.
So something had to happen to McCann. Got hit, foul tip, something. Because I thought that was weird that he was going to pinch hit for him, number one, but now that we see him catching, you know something's going on.
1 ball and 1 strike. Is there any difficulty on the part of Fulmer now with a new catcher coming in here midstream? You're used to one guy and the way he's calling the game, and now it switches up a bit, or is there really no big deal?
I think it's different, but they've thrown to each other before, so it should be okay.
Here's the 1-2. Backed him out of there, 2-2.
It's an adjustment, you know. Everybody's different. They call different games. They believe in stuff. No, if you're the backup catcher, you're on the bench. You definitely have to be watching and seeing, because this could happen. For all that matters, any player on the bench has to pay attention.
Pillar with his 9 steals, his at first after a leadoff single. Jays have 5 hits. Tigers have 2. El Dart low and away now, 3-2 on Martin.
Uses the pitches just a little bit off. They're getting the takes. They're trying to entice him to swing at him. Tell you, with those mics on, you can hear everything, can't you, down there?
Not a whole lot gets by us.
He's going to be going.
Yep, runner goes on 3-2, and it's ball 4. So it's a walk for Martin. That'll put 2 men on now, nobody out. Fulmer now has walked 3. And an issue to pitch through here in the 7th at a 1-run game.
Not going to get a chance.
Comes Gardy. Soppold has been warming up, and Michael now will be taken out after 90 pitches. It appears.
I believe he made the call.
He made the call? Okay. So that'll be it for Fulmer. We will go to the bullpen. We'll step aside in a 2-1 game. bank can be. Come to Comerica. Your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Visit ChevyDetroit.com. See why Chevy drives the Motor City. Wallside Windows, we can do that. We are the factory. And by Tim Hortons. Purchase coffee at Tim Hortons on June 6th and send a deserving child to camp.
And the Goose.
Looking for a rally. Right now it is Sappold trying to hold down the Jays. And the first one is up top to Devin Travis.
Warwick in his 23rd game. He has one hold ERA at a respectable 2.42. He's 1-0 in his last 5 outings. Getting an opportunity here to prove that he can be a piece in the bullpen.
High fly ball to right field, chasing Castellanos back, still going back to the wall, leaps, and Nick made the catch.
Double play. He tagged.
Runner will tag at second and go to third. That is Pilar, but a nice play by Castellanos in right.
Stuck with that good. He got back to that wall quicker than he did earlier in the year. Put himself in position to catch that ball. That's the real different feeling when you're up against that wall. You kind of feel it. Put your eyes on the ball so you don't see it. Yeah, he tagged. Michael's still pulling for the guys. He's disappointed, however, that he's out of the game. He's a double play now.
Well, Randall Grichuk might be your guy. He's put the ball on the ground twice in this game. One of them was a double play. Not only that, but he's 7 for 73 this year, so he's had a dreadful season so far. He'll pull that one right by Candelario. He got the ground ball, but it found a spot. Here's the throw to third, not in time, and Grichuk will take second base. Pilar scores.
Say Grichuk, I mean, that's just a ground ball, really, a little soft liner, just out of the reach of Candy. Michael doesn't like that.
RBI for Grichuk is 8th of the year. 3-1 ball game now. Second and third and one out. Ledmes Diaz will step in, and he'll shoot one in the air in a shallow right field. Castellanos sprawling, can't make the play. One run will score, and to third base goes Grichuk.
Well, Nick got caught trying to catch the ball and stop Russell Martin from scoring. He laid back a little too far. He actually set it up too much. Then he just came up a little short. He's trying to catch that ball out to his side. Experience will teach him how to do that. Time it up a little better. Had the right idea. Again, you want to go up and have that glove out to the side, catch it, and then turn and throw. It would have been a good play.
First and third now with one away. Top of the order coming up. It's Granderson. He'll look at it, strike 0-1. 2 runs in for the Blue Jays. Up top, 1-1. Getting word on James McCann, a left side intercostal spasm. Way outside. 2-1 now on Granderson.
Let's take a look. Looking for sac fly. Anything on this side, it's going to stop from scoring. Anything over here, they're going to go. Sac fly probability.
Three and one now on Granderson.
Tigers cruise through 5, but run into some trouble in the 6th. 1 out walk. home run turned into 2 runs. They got 2 in this inning. Tigers still trying to get out of it.
Pulled foul right by Goodrum at first. Broke his bat. 3-2. Solarte waiting on deck. Fulmer allowed a single and a walk to start the inning, departed. Then Travis hit one to the wall in right. It was caught by Castellanos. Then a couple of hits. Now the 3-2. Swing and a miss. He dusted him. Strike 3. Granderson is out of there. 2 away.
Good lively fastball right here, up and in the outer quadrant. Looked like Grandy was thinking about pulling the ball. Look at the movement on that pitch.
Solarte has a walk on his resume today. Otherwise, he is 0 for 2. Fouled away 0-1. Jays got 2 in the 6th and now 2 here in the 7th.
Your Blue Jays are really aggressive on the first pitch here lately. If you're Miguel, you're probably saying that was kind of where my pitch was. Borderline low, borderline away. But smartly, he did not say anything.
Went around.
Did he go?
Sure looked like it.
Yeah.
1-2 on Yangervis Solarte. Justin Smoke waiting on deck. Runner breaking. Line drive to left center field. Going to drop. Base hit. 1 run will score. Diaz going to third. And Solarte with a 2-out knock. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live or on demand at home, in the office, or on the go with MLB.tv. Your subscription includes MLB At Bat Premium, allowing you to watch live baseball on your favorite supported devices. Visit MLB.tv for details.
Tell you, Solarte, he was in San Diego last year.
He was.
He likes it over here much. He had 106 flies and liners in San Diego last year. Only had 14 extra base hits. This year he's hit half of that, 55 flies. He's already got 14. You know, just different ballparks give you different opportunities, different leagues as well. He always looked very talented. Didn't have the success, but he's had some here against the Tigers.
Smoke looks at a strike. Looking up some numbers on Smoke, it seems like every time he plays in this park he homers, and it's just about true. The home run he hit earlier in the game was his 10th in 22 games at Comerica. Here's the 1-1.
So he likes it here, you're saying?
He feels real comfortable here.
Got to cut this inning off right now. Tigers trail 5-1.
Driven to center field. Martinez on the run, still going back. That ball is over his head. 1 hop into the bushes. It'll be another run for the Blue Jays, a double and an RBI for Smoke.
It's amazing. Team gets confidence. Everybody hits. Look at, he stays back right here. He's always been big and had a big swing, but he's shortened it up here. And since he's been in Toronto, very, very good ball player. He's kind of living up to more of what everybody thought he would be when he was with Texas.
It was a first-round pick for the Rangers. That is a 4 spot now here in the 7th. And Morales looks at a ball high.
Yeah, this inning started off single, walk, fly out, double, single, strikeout, single, double. So got to cut it off. A good pitch, get the ball down, get a ground ball.
9th man to bat in the inning. 6-1 Blue Jays have the lead here in the 7th. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
Put him away.
There's your big difference right now. The yellow 4 in the 7th inning box.
Hey, Goose better not got lost today. We're gonna need it. Little flight up from East Lansing. Be here in no time.
He's got 3 more innings. Looks like there's action now. Zach Reininger warming up in the Tigers bullpen. 22 pitch inning for Soppold, who came on with 2 on and nobody out here in the 7th. Both those runs have scored. And Morales stays alive, but banged it off his foot. Kendry's 0 for 3 in the game. In the month of May, he had an 0 for 29 stretch. Here's the Blue Jays box score. One round, strike 3, and that is it for Morales and the Blue Jays. They score 4 to take the lead. Hicks will lead it off. Coming up, the Consumers Energy 7th inning stretch. Innings, 1 earned run. He threw 100 pitches in this game. Michael Fulmer went 90 pitches, gives up 4 runs in 6 innings, and James McCann had lead with a muscle spasm in his side. He left the game in the 7th inning.
And this is Call Sam, 1-800-CALL-SAM call of the game yesterday. John Hicks, 3 strikeouts, comes up with money on the line. Gets 0-2, fouls some pitches off, and then hits one about a foot off the plate for the game winner. And that's what the Tigers want to latch on to keep that winning feeling, keep that I can do it feeling. And guess who's leading off, Mario?
It'll be John Hicks, and we talked about this at the top of the show, gave you the fact that it seems like this Tiger team has had that kind of at bat a lot this year. John Hicks has kind of epitomized the way this team has played.
Yeah, I think it's by design that the new players here are out of that mold, and give the organization, I guess, some credit for picking a type of athlete, a type of player that will be privy and excited to be in that situation and to come together. You know, Gardy knows a lot of these players that he's brought over, and that's why he's been enjoyable to work with. And can we do it again? I think so. John Hicks leads it off.
Let's check in with Matt Shepard. Shep.
Mario, he says it's a little like piranhas, right? That's how he describes the Tigers a little bit, and that's how he used to describe his Twins teams. As a matter of fact, Ozzie Guillen, who used to manage the White Sox, sent Ron Gardenhire a poster with him in his underwear on a piranha. And Gardenhire still has that at home because Ozzie Guillen used to think this Tigers team, probably now, but definitely the old Twins teams played like piranha. You can't get out of their clutches of those sharp teeth because they're always fighting, scrapping, and clawing their way back into games, guys.
Yeah, they had Nick Punto then, and they were Punto and the Piranhas, well-known group there in Minneapolis. So Hicks will lead things off.
Got a wall side windows pitching change. Tyler Clippard, lots of off speed, actually leads the major leagues with first pitch off speed pitches percentage. This is his 30th game. He knows what he's doing. He's tough. He's very deceptive with his different pitches. Fastball, changeup is probably his best pitch. Oh, we got some chirping going on out of the other dugout.
Jeff Nelson putting into that quickly. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Hicks swings and misses.
Changeup. You can see a lot of them. High fastballs, changeups.
Tigers only 2 hits in this game against Sanchez. Maybe better luck against the bullpen. Three 2 now on Hicks. Jones and then Iglesias. Tigers trying to find that home magic. They are 19-12 at home this year. Half swing pop up. Smoke will call it and catch it.
Yeah, you pretty much have to look all off speed against Tyler Clippard.
We'll bring up Jones.
Jacoby, now if you're going to sit on a changeup, you can't just say, oh, there's a changeup, I'm going to swing at it. You have to sit on an area. You have to understand where it starts and where it's going to end up. The sun is actually coming out.
Maybe that's a sign. Ball 1 to Jones.
Good flying weather. They're up at East Lansing. How far do you think East Lansing is from here?
Hour?
Miles wise.
Oh, miles wise? Ooh, yanked foul. 60 miles so.
So a goose flies normally around 40 miles an hour.
I have no idea.
Yeah, but they can get a good thermal and a good tailwind and get here 70, 80 miles an hour. So.
Okay, wait a minute. So it's 89 miles to be exact. I was off by a few.
Okay, well with a
or 20.
With a 39-mile-an-hour tailwind, they should be here in about an hour. So that means the 9th inning.
Well, that would be perfect. Although I'd rather get the rally started earlier.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just to be safe. 1-2 on Jones. Clippard, 33 years of age. The 1-2 is swung on and missed, and Jacoby's out of there. Let's take a look at the big boy, big plays. How about Jose Iglesias? How many has he had on this homestand? He's had a ton.
Been very, very active, and he's been going to his left, going to his right. Hit 370 right here. You see the numbers there at the bottom of your screen. But Iglesias has really been active. He's had a great series and a great month of May.
Ball one high. Tyler Clippard with Houston last year. He's been with the White Sox much of his time with Washington in the National League.
It's like a Bugs Bunny changeup right there. I'm going to call fastball here.
Hammer to left field. And that ball's off the top of the wall. He nearly hit it out. Iglesias to second has a double. Iggy 2 out of 3.
Almost a home run right here. Just gets about halfway up the wall. Really has to turn it on here at first to second. Tigers got a chance to pick up a couple here. Ronnie Rodriguez.
Tigers were in danger of having that double streak come to an end, but the two-bagger by Iglesias gives them a double now in 50 consecutive games. Now let's get him in. Ronnie with a pop-up and a fly ball. Popped him up, foul, back behind the plate, out of play.
Rodriguez really took a cut at that, dipped that back shoulder. Just need one at a time, boys.
Ronnie spent 7 years in the minor leagues with the Cleveland Indians and had better than 3,000 at bats in the minor leagues.
Is that Barnes? I think it is.
Here's the 1-1. Again popped up, back out of play. Well, the box score for the Tigers fairly quiet today. Martin with a homer. Iglesias with 2 knocks.
Need a big blow here, get a couple guys on.
Nice pickup there by Martin. 2-2 on Rodriguez.
So we haven't said much about Phil Clark and Lloyd McClendon. They've done a pretty good job staying out of the kind of in the background and doing their work. There's a lot of frustrating days, a lot of new players, and they've taken their time, and their system is finally taking hold as they implement.
Swing and a miss. He chased up top. Rodriguez is out of there, and the Tigers spoil a double. Tigers baseball presented by Bell Tire. For you, and it's all beginning right here with Tigers Live, starting at noon tomorrow, right here on the one and only Fox Sports Detroit. The big bad Yanks coming to town, and you got Judge, you got Stanton, you got a whole bunch of people.
They've got some youngsters as well.
Gleyber Torres, Miguel Andujar. Wall side windows changed now. Zach Reininger is in.
He was up here earlier, third game. 3 walks and no strikeouts. Got to turn that around.
Blue Jays have the lead 6-1 as we go to the 8th. It'll be Kevin Pillar to lead things off, and the sun is indeed making an appearance now. It's been kind of a gloomy, overcast day.
Turning into a very bright day.
Pillar got their rally going in the 7th with a single against Fulmer. Michael faced 2 batters in the 7th before giving way to Suppold. Here's a bender that drops inside from Reininger. Pillar is 1 for 3, team high 57 hits. One ball, 1 strike. Zach got some big league time last year with the Tigers. Swing and a miss. Reininger last year pitching at 3 different levels before getting his opportunity in August in the big leagues. Shot back up the middle and a sliding play by Ronnie Rodriguez. Took a hit away, 1 gone.
Large scrappy player trying to scrap it up the middle right here. Ronnie positioned properly. Easily over to make that catch. The infielders move so much more than they used to within the positioning scheme.
Here is Russell Martin. Pretty big at bat for Martin in that big 4-run 7th for the Jays. He drew a walk, which would signal the end for Michael Fulmer. Double barrel action in the bullpen for the Jays. 2-0.
Tigers are going to have an interesting situation if James McCann has a bad oblique. Hicks will go back, and they've been playing him at first slot. I guess Nico could do that. You're going to need a backup catcher.
James left the game last inning with an intercostal strain.
It seems that they like feast on overcoming things that happen to him.
Yeah, you're right.
There is a limit, though.
3-0 is a strike, 3-1.
So
well, let's see. They've lost Wilson, Zim, Cabrera. They've had Leonis out of the lineup. Candelario is out a little bit.
I'm looking at right here. You got 1 catcher. If something happens to Hicks, who's your emergency catcher?
That's something that Gardy has talked about all year.
Machado?
No, they said Nico probably would be the guy.
Nico would. Then they'd move. Who's going to? Victor could go to first if he had to, or they could lose their DH and put Miggy in there.
Nico would be an extreme emergency then. Here is Devin Travis.
And if you had somebody that wasn't a catcher that was catching, probably have somebody from the dugout give signs of what to call. Or you could let a pitcher call it. If you're the catcher, an inexperienced catcher, you just keep putting fingers down until they shake to what they want. The pitcher, that is.
Exactly. Oh, and 2 on Devin Travis.
And that wouldn't be too hard because they have charts in the dugout that tell you really what to throw in any given situation to any of these players. Doesn't mean you have to. It's just guidelines.
Little chopper up the middle. Iglesias. Oh, what a flip to second. Rodriguez can't handle it though, but he will get the out. Another circus play there from Iglesias, who flipped it right out of the glove.
Well, Iglesias, this is from no familiarity right here, but Iggy does it. It's right there. Got to get one first, but he does the smart thing by finally taking his time, picking it up, and getting at least one out. Just thinking about doing it a little too quick there. Good try.
2 gone for Randall Grichuk. RBI doubled in his last at bat.
Grichuk came in. He's now at 108, 2 home runs, 8 RBI. Just came off the disabled list. He's got a couple knocks here. Played pretty good defense. He's got pretty good speed.
Last 4 years in St. Louis for Grichuk. Hit a lot of home runs for the Cardinals. It'll dive low. Look out. They had the base runner, Travis, way off the bag. He thought about advancing, but thought better of it.
Tigers trying to get to that 500 mark. Got their work cut out for them today.
Slap to right field. Castellanos going back, still going back. He looks up, and that ball's going to carry out. Oh, it jumped off his bat.
That got over Nick's head quick.
So Grichuk with his 3rd home run.
Yeah, this ball is just out over the plate, and Grichuk does not try and do anything with it. Ball's off the plate, just lets it go, and it flies. It didn't even look like he swung that hard at it. Made it look short out there, didn't it?
You know what? That might be the first time I've ever used the term slapped for a home run. I mean, it looked like he just served it out there and it just kept going. The 0-1.
Tigers have not been able to finish an inning. Clean through 5. 2 ground outs, and then we have a walk. Well, we had a walk to lead it off, and then a home run. In the 7th, 2-out trouble. Got to get this stopped right here. 8-1 now. Tigers trail. Top of the 8th to the Blue Jays.
2 home runs for the Jays in this game. Smoke has the other. That's belted foul down the left field line.
Well, Grichuk, that got out hot. So must have come off pretty fast. 104, 20 degrees. Good backspin. And you have the react.
2-2 on Diaz. He'll drive one to left field. Jacoby Jones reaching up. That'll end the inning. 2 runs into the home run by Grichuk. Leones Martin will lead it off for the Tigers.
Leonis Martin goes yard. Toronto has scored several since then. Tigers trail 8-1, and let's take a look at pick the stick update. The Ram pick the stick update. That home run changed some.
Lenny.
How do you just pick him out of your?
Well, you know, you just have to have a sixth sense.
What a choke job at the top.
Just
what a
save
choke job.
I'm feeling some bitterness toward the crew here today.
You got to admit
Have
that.
you
We
met
are a
us
little
before?
bitter. You already got the lead, so yeah, we're a little bitter.
Well, I mean,
You know us pretty well. I don't think you have to sense bitterness. It's right out there.
24/7.
Yeah.
I'm not bitter. I'm just mad. I knew it had to end sometime, but what a choke job the last 2 days. It's like missing a 4-foot putt by taking Castellanos.
Shep, tell us how you really feel.
I can't even begin to tell you how sour I am in this
My
press box
goodness.
right now.
We never see a sour Shep. That's what's so stunning.
no, we just call he's locked in. But I got 3 big ones. You know, Iglesias' ball was about a foot from going out. Didn't happen though.
You get
You
nothing
don't get
extra
points
for that.
you
Yeah.
know. You don't get points, yeah.
No sympathy.
It's cold in pick the stick.
It is.
It's all right. Some of the guys that are chirping today are going to be keeping it quiet. Got a wall side windows pitching change. Danny Barnes. See the numbers there. Let's get him a couple of free passes and have Iggy hit one out.
Well, he's batting 8th, so you'll need more than a couple of free passes.
That means multiple runs, by the way.
Tigers have been out hit 10-3 in this game, trail 8-1 as we play in the bottom of the 8th. Martin Castellanos Cabrera. And Leonis will
There's
take
the
a walk.
first one.
Leadoff man aboard, a base on balls for Martin. Another point.
Yep.
Cha-ching.
What a great winner.
Gracious, yeah. Here's Castellanos.
We get down with Iggy. He hits that grand salami. I want to see you.
You know what? I'd gladly give it to you.
He'll leave it up to Nick. Lined out in the 6. 0 for 3. He's had been pitched very tough to today, but look at the geese are coming out.
There have been a lot of different iterations of the goose. Shirts, signs, hats. Ooh, big swing there by Nick. Castellanos in search of his first hit. He's 0 for 3.
Come on, Nick, do it. Get the liner rolling. So contagious. Hitting is so contagious.
1 ball, 1 strike. Barnes takes over for Clippard, who threw a scoreless 7th. Sanchez went the first 6 and allowed just 1 run in the home run by Martin.
Oh, come
the
on.
outer edge, and Nick Castellanos can only
Come on.
just stare at Jeff Nelson. This has gone on all day.
That was not good there. He may get run. Nick doesn't usually say much.
Miggy earlier in the game was very demonstrative toward Nelson.
Yeah. Guardy's thinking of coming out.
The 1-2. Way outside, wouldn't chase. Tigers have the meat of their lineup coming up here, trying to put a dent in the deficit.
Got to foul it off if it's just close.
Ball 3, 3-2.
Miggy on deck. Simo licking his chops. What's what we got there?
Tiger guys here. In the air to center field, not deep, and Pilar will come in to make the play. Nick is now 0 for 4. That'll bring up Cabrera.
Now, Miggy earlier had a little talk with the umpire, and she'll say a few words, but look what she does with Russell Martin there. See how he hit his glove there? Because he's trying to frame it home there. He's saying, get that out of there. They know each other well. Hey, he's trying, I'm trying. Legal cheating if you're not trying, right?
That's right.
Oh. See, the words that you say sometimes do have an impact. That ball's been called a strike for much of the day. Miggy gets a break there. Hopefully he gets a mistake here.
2-0. Cabrera is 0 for 3 on the day.
I keep hearing comments about how they're going to have a mechanical calling system, right?
Right. What do you think?
I like the umpires calling.
Fouled away. I'm with you on that. I just think you got to be careful about how much of the human element you take out of the game.
What a catch.
That was a really good catch.
He just reached over one-handed.
Kind of like Gibby used to do in right field.
Yeah. We'll pick it up one hand after I dropped it. But yeah, you know, I think the umpires are very motivated to try and make that not happen.
The base hit to right field. Martin will go to second. Yeah, Cabrera's on. It'll bring a Jamer Candelario, and that's going to be it. Mr. Barnes not going to last very long. John Gibbons says, "Get me someone else. This is not working out." 3 batters, a walk, a fly ball, and a single. The end coming for Barnes here. And we'll get a pitching change. We'll be back.
Remember this, if you were watching yesterday, Tigers were trailing by a couple, came back, everybody got in the action in the 8th inning. Miguel Cabrera started off, then Victor, Nico, walked, John Hicks, then had a big chance to have the big hit, hits the ball off of the plate. The Tigers go on to win. Now we are a ways away from that, but it's never too early to start feeling that feel that you had yesterday. And the goose was on the loose, and he's there again.
Aaron Loop will come on now, the lefty out of the bullpen for the Blue Jays.
Turning Candy around, aren't they?
They are. Loop has been good, his 26th appearance. Has not allowed a hit in any of his last 9 appearances.
Look at this angle that he throws from. He really drops down. Comes from way over to the left side. See, look where that foot is on the rubber. And he comes way outside, drops down, and throws across his body.
2-0.
There you see, look at that motion. Very deceptive, hides it. Steps across his body. Sidearm. It's a different angle than you're going to see anywhere else.
Candy didn't like that one. 2-1. Thought it was up. Starting walked a couple of times.
Oh, we need runners and a big fly. Or a big long line of hits.
2-2 on Candelario. Loop has been a workhorse for Toronto twice. He has gone better than 70 games. He did 70 last year out of the bullpen for the Jays. Lofted foul.
Good battle. Just got a piece. It was on the outside part of the plate. Now they've used, started with Sanchez. They got Barnes they used. They used Clippard. They've used Loop. So Toronto's going to use their best pitchers now to try and secure this game. You get to these guys, get a couple guys out of the
base hit, left field. Martin coming to third. They're going to send him home. He will score. Candelario makes it 8-2 with an RBI single.
Chalk it up. Candy, but another good at bat. Boy, you see all the pitches there, way away, all up. They keep it up. They try and come in on him. He fists it. They're off the end of the bat, right down into the left field. 8-2.
Still only one out in this inning, and that'll bring up Nico Goodrum.
This is where the Tigers' versatility comes in nice. You got a couple switch hitters. You got Victor, you got Nico in the lineup, and also Candy. Victor's on the bench. He's a switch hitter.
Nico in the ball game is 0 for 3, a couple of strikeouts.
Very aggressive.
Tardy that time on 93, and the count is 1-2 on Nico. Tigers now have 5 hits on the board. That's a fair ball down the right field line. Cabrera to third. They're going to send him home. Here's the throw, cut off. RBI, base hit for Nico Goodrum, and the Tigers are back to 8-3.
Oh boy. We were talking about relays earlier today. Here's an example of it not executed very well against you. Nico with a nice hit goes the other way. Miggy's running. They just come in. There's no urgency at all. No communication on the infield. You know, you get this in quickly and turn this quickly, Miggy might be out. But the Tigers capitalized on that. They stay aggressive. Picked another run up.
Another pitching change. We'll be back. Courtesy of Wallside Windows. Big day tomorrow. We've got the MLB draft tomorrow at 7 p.m. Tigers hold the first overall pick. Got the Yankees in town for a doubleheader. Tigers Live beginning at noon tomorrow. And tune into Fox Sports Detroit. All the draft coverage and interview with Al Avila following the first overall pick of the draft tomorrow. Will it be Casey Mize? We will see tomorrow.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm probably going there as well. It's the consensus #1 overall, I think. Here is Hicks now, 2 on, 1 out. Ryan Tepera is in, and he delivers strike 1.
You gotta believe he's going to do it again. That would get the Tigers within 2.
Here's the 0-1. Strike called on Hicks, 0-2. RBI hits by Candelario and Goodrum here in the 8th.
Would be a bad time to take off.
Good pickup by Martin there.
Tepera very slow to the plate. I mean, if you're going to be aggressive, you can still push it. But 1-6 to the plate that time. Nico would make it. Looks like the only time he picks is on the way up. Pretty sure when he comes to a set, he won't pick quick. He may pick, but he won't be quick. Go.
Swing and a miss. Going to go to the backstop. Tigers will score a run on the strikeout. That'll make it 8-4 with 2 outs.
Not sure this pitch was, but Hicks had not seen it. It's just a slider. He buries it. Hicksy out front. But the Tigers pick up another run. I'll leave it up to Jacoby. Need another runner.
Two outs now for Jones. A 3-run 8th inning for the Tigers. 8-4.
Blue Jays are feeling the pressure, I promise you that.
Jones 0 for 3, couple of strikeouts. Fouled away 0-1.
Look who's on deck.
Your boy.
Wouldn't it be something? That would make it 8-7. Gotta wish.
Now the 0-1. Popped up. Who wants it? Tepera is going to take it himself to end the inning. Tigers fighting back though. 3-run 8th, 8-4.
about the comeback that we know is coming. Let's talk about the start of Michael Fulmer here today.
Well, today was more like what we've come to expect from Michael Fulmer, guys. He's a dominating pitcher in our sport. Today he kept the baseball down, used all of his pitches. It was an outstanding pitching performance.
Ultimately, he gave up 4 runs. He won't be thrilled about the final line today.
Well, he definitely not going to like the final line, Keith, but there was a lot of positive in today's outing, so I'm looking forward to watching him pitch in the next 5 days.
How much is that goose being tested right now?
Well, the goose is definitely being tested, but the goose is loose here at Comerica Park.
Gotta believe, Gibby, right?
Oh yeah, we're waiting. They're coming. We got reconnaissance geese all around here. They're ready to go. Trust me, they're gonna give us that key info that's gonna get her done.
Meanwhile, is Johnny Barbado coming out of the Tigers bullpen, top of the order to face Barbado. 8-4 ball game now. Tigers down by 4, and Granderson looks at ball 1. The Blue Jays have gotten to the Tigers pen. Sappold and then Reinecker. Granderson skies one toward left field, coming toward the line. It's going to be Jones. 1 out. Here is Yangervis Solarte. Yeah, pretty good day. He's walked, he has singled, he has knocked one in, and he has also scored a run. Ball 1 high.
Look at the Tigers. They've used Renninger, Sappold. Now they're on Barbado. These guys here, Gardy wants to see what they can do. They have to hold down the Blue Jays to no more runs.
Tigers got Barbado off the waiver wire from the Pirates. Was injured coming out of spring training. Trying to keep this right here at 8-4. High ball 3 on Solarte.
That's the one thing that he doesn't want to see. No free passes, none.
You got Smoke waiting on deck.
Especially with that, and he's shown that they scored 2 on that, and a Smoke home run after a walk.
And there's a free pass. Ball 4. 1 out walk.
Smoke probably the best hitter in the lineup for the Blue Jays, so you don't want or need to put somebody on in front of him. Got to try and get that double play ball, get the ball down. Justin Smoke, he used to be very vulnerable to sliders. He became a different hitter when he began to lay off of those. His chase rate against him was 41% in 15 and 16, 31% in 17, and now around 30% here in 18. So he's getting much better, and he's learned how to barrel the ball. He's got huge power, and he's a switch hitter.
The Tigers pitching today has issued 5 walks. Trying to strand one here in the 9th. Way high. 1 ball and 1 strike on Smoke.
Got the shift on. But Smoke is he's had a double home run. He did strike him out. I think that was on a swing back pitch inside. That works if you get ahead.
Good pitch, dropped in there, locked him up. 1-2. Double and a homer and 3 RBIs for Smoke. It's a guy last year that set a record for home runs in the 9th inning or later. He had 11 of them last year. That'll miss outside 2-2, so he was extremely clutch last season. Of course, he hit 38 of them overall.
He was a guy that around the trade deadline, he was mentioned a lot. He was a real big piece, having been a #1 pick, but he's just now really coming into his own.
Going for the downs there. 2-2. Barbado here in the 9th.
Double play.
Ball 3 high. Full count now.
You kind of watch body language when guys are doing good, whether you're a hitter, your fielder, your pitcher. Kind of tells you certain things. We'll leave it at that.
Staying alive.
Good pitch there. Got to have confidence no matter what the situation is. Force yourself to do it. Think good. Talk to yourself well. Double play, double play.
Pulled foul. When you have a defensive alignment like this and the Tigers are way around, third base wide open, so on a ball hit to the outfield, Candelario right now has got a long way to get to third.
Yes, he does. And or I'm not sure how the Tigers do it. You could have the catcher move up. Third base pitcher could move over. There's all different types of scenarios. I'm not sure what they're using.
Ground ball, right side, it's going to get through. Base hit right through the shift. How that found a hole, I'll never know.
Hit it pretty hard. Just missed by first baseman and second baseman. Nico misses. Ronnie almost had it. Nick in to keep him first and second. It's double play still in order.
And you've got a pretty good candidate here in Kenrys Morales, who doesn't run all that well. Kenrys is 0 for 4. Jays trying to find some breathing room here. They lead by 4 in the 9th. That is 11 hits now for Toronto. Ball 1 to Morales.
Got to get ahead right here. I don't believe that Barbados has been ahead of anybody yet. Makes it much tougher. Gives the hitter the advantage. That, especially that 1-1 count. It's either 2-1 or 1-2. Big count.
1 ball, 1 strike. Solarte walked and Smoke singled.
Come on, Johnny, get it done. Get your double play.
Now 2-1, so Barbado has thrown a total of 18 pitches, 10 of them out of the strike zone. All you need is 1 good pitch here and a ground ball.
Yep, get it down.
High fly ball towards center field. Martin is going to have room.
Second base.
Solarte is tagging up. He will stop. And there are 2 gone.
See, that's where if you're at second base, you want to read where that throw goes. If you're Leonis Martin, you don't care where that guy at second goes. You want to get that ball into second base, keep the force out in full effect. probably don't get him at third. So you go to second and hold the runner first. The Tigers make out. Good throw in from Martin.
2 gone now for Pilar. Pilar has a single and 4 at bats. In fact, his only hit in the series. He's 1 for 12. Ball high, 2-0. So the control issues continue here for Barbado. Tigers have Iglesias, Rodriguez, and Martin due up, and they have Victor on the bench. In there, a strike call. Little bender on 2-0, 2-1.
Good pitch, 2-0. Most hitters are going to be looking for the fastball. Barbado throws the curveball and he gets the take with the strike.
High fly ball left field, chasing Jones back. He's to the track. He's there to make the catch. Inning over, no runs. They will strand 2. The Goose is loose. Needs some magic here in the 9th.
Jose Iglesias has had a great homestand so far. Really turned it on with the bat. Double there. He had a double today as well. And the good defense. Here's the double today. Certainly done his part, starting to heat up a little bit. 393 on the homestand. 2 for 3 today with a double. And he'll lead it off, try and get a couple runners on for the Tigers. And the Goose is back. We'll find out.
So Ryan Tepera, who is closing games these days for them, he had to come on and get 2 outs in the 8th. Now he's going to try and get a 3-out situation here in the 9th. And here we go. There is ball 1 inside to Iglesias.
Yeah, I don't know if they're taking, sometimes in these situations you take a pitch, just make the pitcher try and throw it over the plate. Keep the pressure on him. There you go. You take this. Get a walk on you. Oh.
That was not believable.
Well, sometimes their honker gets raspy.
Oh, okay. The 2-0. Ooh, a strike call, 2-1.
Didn't have to be. Tell you, that's a pretty good spot if you're a pitcher. You can hit it.
Really not a whole lot you can do with that last pitch.
No, take it.
Two and two on Iglesias. Ronnie Rodriguez on deck. Tigers need some base runners here.
3 of them. Get that tying run to the plate. Things tighten up a little bit if you can do that.
Up and in, 3-2.
It's got to be a fastball here. The 4-run lead, you think they'd just go heater and say if you can hit it, so be it. The odds are you're going to make it out.
Chopper to the shortstop on the charge. And a quick throw by Diaz in time, and Iglesias is out. 1 away.
That stinks.
Here's Ronnie Rodriguez. It
just came out. I'm sorry.
That stinks. Ronnie is 0 for 3. Ball 1.
Some of the crowd's walking out. You never know.
Oh, don't do that. And he was bailing out before he even swung the bat. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, he's been known to let it go. That's just the way he approaches it. Appears that way. He's just taking a real aggressive swing right there.
Again. 1-2. Ronnie made his big league debut on this homestand, had 2 hits in his major league debut, including a single in his first big league at bat.
They're going to throw it away, that's for sure.
Oh, when he chased it, and down he goes. Tepera strikes him out. So he's retired all 4 that he's faced, 2 gone.
Leonis had a pretty good day. A couple of walks, home run, couple of runs. Looking for more.
Get him on base and it gets really interesting. You got Castellanos, Cabrera, Candelario, the middle lineup. You got Victor on the bench.
You got pressure too, putting the pressure on him.
The 0-1. Fouled away 0-2 now on Martin. So Tepera has this one reduced to a single strike. Tigers fell behind 8-1. They got 3 in the 8th to make it 8-4. Off the plate, 1-2.
Remember, if it's close, you got to foul it off. Good series either way for the Tigers. 2 out of 3 is the worst they can do. On to the Yankees.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out to end the ball game, and the Blue Jays will salvage a win here against the Tigers. 8-4 your final. Now we send you to the Coliseum Studios. John Keating, Craig Monroe with Tigers Live postgame.
Here's what we want to do on Tigers Live, Mario. We want to find the Rally Goose and interview him and say what the what, because this just isn't the way that it's been happening. But the Blue Jays bounce back and they salvage this one. We'll take you inside the Tigers clubhouse. The postgame thoughts of Michael Fulmer, who was the starter today, from Ron Gardenhire as well. Craig Monroe alongside Tigers Live here in the Call Sam studio starts moments from now.